What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the DC edition of the Ragin Nation show. This is just a web series we're talking about all things that matter to me, the DC Extended Universe. This is episode number 37, and I'm sure by now y'all have seen the Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice trailer number 2. It was really awesome and exciting. I did a reaction video for it, so now I'm going to give you my trailer review. I'm going to take a look at this trailer shot for shot, and we're going to analyze it. So we're going to start off with this shot right here. This happens to be a party taking place at one of either Lex Luthor's facilities or his mansion, okay? And who's invited? Well, look at this. Driving up in a luxury vehicle, a vintage vehicle, that would be Bruce Wayne, but Clark Kent doesn't know who he is. He's like, who's this guy? You must be new here. Well, that's Bruce Wayne. That's Bruce freaking Wayne, son of Gotham, all right? And here's Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne, and we're seeing him speak as Bruce Wayne for the first time, and Clark Kent has this look on his face, which is like, what's the big deal? Like, who does this guy think he is? Anyways, so he's walking up to the party, and then he says, Clark Kent says, Bruce Wayne, Mr. Wayne, Clark Kent, all right, for the Daily Planet. And then what is your take on the Batman vigilante? And now here comes I think this is kind of like a duel within itself. It's a battle of wits. It's almost like they know who each other are, but they're playing it cool, all right? And that's what I find quite charming about this scene. It actually, I imagine this scene, when played out in its full entirety, could be pretty intense. It's like an intense stare down of these guys as their human forms, all right? And so you see scenes of Bat Justice going on, and Clark Kent is questioning in it. How can this guy run around thinking that he's above the law? And then Bruce Wayne throws back at saying that, well, what about this guy who you write about, who just saves a kitten? You put a kitten up from a tree and you put him on the front page when in fact he's some alien who could burn a whole building down. All right. So how can you talk about that? Now here's a shot which is very interesting. People worship Superman. Look, there's this giant statue here, and that's Superman. So after he saved Metropolis, now they have this monument dedicated to him. All right, and here's a shot that we've seen before. What is it? Rocket. A rocket exploding, but Superman saves the rocket. And then we've seen this shot before. This is one hell of a flood. I don't know where this takes place, but that is one hell of a flood. I gotta say that for a flood of this magnitude, it had to have been a freaking, like, they must be living right next to a dam or something. Or that's one hell of a tsunami. And then they put a Superman emblem there so that hopefully they can call out to Superman to save them. And then check this out. Jokes on you, Batman. This is where Batman or Bruce Wayne mentions that I'm really sick of the whole clown thing. I'm not a big fan of the whole clown suit type of thing, all right? And now here comes Lex Luthor, played by Jesse Eisenberg, and he says, look at this, we got two of these icons. Well, maybe not icons, but we got Bruce Wayne meeting Clark Kent. What the hell? Like, this is amazing. What do you guys think of Jesse Eisenberg as Mark Zuckerberg? I mean, as Lex Luthor. What do you guys think about that? It's really, really different. Very, very different from what we're used to. And maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's the kind of change that we need to really breathe some new fresh air into this genre, this franchise. Okay, now here's a very interesting scene. We have not just worshippers of Superman, but minions. Like, these guys are Superman soldiers, because you see them land down, and then you can see the logo on their shoulder pads. And then we come to this shot where Superman attends a press conference or a legal hearing of some kind, and of course there's a lot of protesters against this. Lex Luthor shows up and he's talking to Senator Finch, telling him about power. And then he attends this. Superman has attended this legal hearing, And then we have Bruce Wayne at the Batcave. I believe this would be the new Batcave. He's looking over at his suit. Alfred's saying that you're gonna go war with this guy. He brought the war to us. Because here's a flashback scene from the perspective of Bruce Wayne for the General Zod versus Superman battle back in Man of Steel. And that was one hell of a battle. Because from Bruce Wayne's perspective, he can see all the destruction that was happening at Metropolis, and he took down one of his buildings. I mean, Bruce Wayne might be from Gotham, but he's got like buildings in other parts of the world, right? I mean, in other parts of the United States, which is Metropolis as well. I mean, look at that destruction. Now here's the face-off. Batman versus Superman, but in his armor, because he needs this armor to protect himself from Superman's mighty blows. All right, but it looks like one hell of a throwdown because they're really just going at each other. And not just that, Bruce Wayne, or rather Batman, has his arsenal of mechanized assault vehicles, such as the Batwing, the new Batwing, which can do quite a bit of damage, but at least it is something that can go against Superman's flight. This is Bruce Wayne's answer to Superman's ability to fly. All right, and he's blasting away with his machine guns on his Batwing, but then of course Superman deflects it all. He's getting ready for his heat vision, and it makes him look quite evil. All right, because you're trying to figure out who to root for. Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy in this fight, right? And who's the good guy? Well, we don't really know, but shots like this really paint Superman as the bad guy. Now here's a classic shot. We've seen this in the previous trailer. This is the tribute to Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. Great shot. And you hear Lex Luthor talking about Son of Krypton versus the Bat of Gotham. And here's Lois Lane, played by Amy Adams, and he's talking about how Lex Luthor is so psychotic. And then he comes back with something witty. And then Batman comes crashing through this glass, these windows, and then he steps on Superman, bringing him down to like the ground. And then now you see him in the Batmobile, and I guess there's a chase scene gonna happen here. And he punches him. Look at that. Batman punches Superman, and Batman's punch actually has an effect physically on Superman. I mean, Superman actually goes, you know? So, what does he have on his armor? Is it laced with kryptonite or something? Like a hint of kryptonite, so that it doesn't actually kill him, but does damage to him? Here's a very peculiar scene. Out of all the scenes, the shots in the trailer, this is the one that has caught my attention. These are parademons, okay? Parademons are minions of Darkseid, and Darkseid is DC's equivalent to Thanos, okay? So the Avengers have to battle Thanos, Justice League has to battle Darkseid. Now, like I said before, these are minions of Darkseid, which leads us to believe that this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the whole Justice League Darkseid war. You know how Thanos had an end credit scene in Avengers, the very first Avengers back in 2012? Well, this is probably it. This is our hint to Darkseid. And a lot of people are saying that this is the dream sequence, or rather the nightmare sequence. And at first I didn't believe it because of the whole... well, we never saw this in trailer 1. Okay, in trailer 1, they never showed the parademons. They just showed the Russian Batman, or Red Sun Batman, punching out these guys, right? And he's got his, his whole covert special ops type of costume on. But in that scene, we didn't see the parademons. Now we see the parademons, and now it leads us to believe that this could be that nightmare sequence that a lot of people are talking about. It could be a nightmare sequence, could be a dream sequence, or it could be a vision of the future. Could be like, I don't know, somebody was able to see into the future, and this is what they saw, an invasion of these parademons. So, pretty crazy stuff. That's going to be one very interesting scene. Now, it's a lot of stuff blowing up. You can see Superman there. I don't know what blew up, but something big did happen. Batman in his armor on the ground. And then I forget what Superman is saying, but something about like stop it. Now this could be part of the dream sequence where Superman reveals who Batman is. I'm thinking maybe all the scenes with the Bat or the Superman minions could be all completely dream sequence. All right, now that a lot of the fans have pointed it out, it's the parademons that which really gave it away. All right, but does this happen in a dream, or does this really happen in the movie where they reveal it? So very interesting. Look at that face Clark Kent has. I mean, Superman has when he looks at Bruce Wayne. It's a look of anger. Okay, moving on. We have this scene that we've seen before, where we have this lady who is one of Lex Luthor's people, and they're leading the body of General Zod. Lex Luthor is saying like, "Come to Papa, because I got something for you," and then he's gonna obviously turn General Zod into something pretty nasty. Check that out. Here's the Superman statue, and beyond that is some kind of like a dome of some kind, and what do they have over it? Like they're covering something up, and from what I read, it could be the Fortress of Solitude. Maybe it's the ship, and that is where they have that's where they put it, maybe as a monument, and then Lex Luthor put a dome over it so they can do research. I don't know, man. So look what's going on here. I can't even make out what I'm looking at over here. I don't even know. It's like got wires and cables attached to it and lightning. Looks like some mad scientist's like wet dream or something. And then Superman is going, "What have you done?" And here comes this great shot of Doomsday. He comes crashing through the building, and look at this. Okay, I got something to say. I think that we shouldn't have seen Doomsday in this trailer. Okay, look at Doomsday right here. I think it's cool that to bring in Doomsday. I think that, I appreciate the fact that they want to show Doomsday in this, so that they show to the fans that it's more than just Batman fighting Superman. Okay, but I feel that they gave too much away by showing Doomsday. Not only that, Doomsday could have looked better. Okay, Doomsday doesn't really look like this. Okay, we just know it's Doomsday because, well, look at this freaking thing. It's in a Superman movie. Okay, so it's got to be Doomsday. It's got all these rocks sticking out of him, but Doomsday has a lot more rocks sticking out of him, and he's got like tusks made of rocks, and he's got way more to him. All right, this, you know what, reminds me of Abomination in the Incredible Hulk. It also reminds me of Balrog in freaking Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. And you know what? That kind of reference just kind of throws it off for me. It kind of distracts me from the fact that this is supposed to be Doomsday. So I'll be completely honest. I'm not that impressed with the way they made Doomsday. I'm impressed with the CGI. The CGI looks fantastic. Totally photorealistic. But I'm not happy about the way he looks. Now, that won't entirely affect what the movie's gonna be like. It just affects, it's a very nitpicky thing from a fanboy perspective. But what I'm hoping for is that I hope that this Doomsday really brings the beat down. Okay, that's all I ask. All right, even if Doomsday doesn't look like the Doomsday that I wanted Doomsday to look like, I really hope that Zack Snyder's Doomsday brings the beat down, okay? So, that's all I gotta say about this. Okay, so Doomsday fires the thing out of his eyes, okay? Because, he's got that, like, heat vision, like, which is, like, multiplied exponentially. And then he shoots it, this big area blows up, alright? But how could that be? I mean, Batman thought he was gonna die, and then suddenly, boom. Is that a shield in the background? Yes, it is. Who could be holding that shield? And Batman's still thinking, like, oh, what the hell? I'm alive. What the hell happened? And here comes Gal Gadot. That's Sung Kang's girlfriend in Fast and Furious. Is he with you? Is she with you? I thought that she was one of yours. Or is that one of yours? I thought that she was with you. Bringing some comedy into the mix. That was actually quite funny. And you see the Trinity. Here we go. These are the main three of the Justice League. Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. Batman holding a gun. I'm wondering what kind of gun that is. Now, what I'm curious about is, does this scene take place during Batman and Superman fighting, or after they have settled their differences? All right, and how do they bring Wonder Woman into the mix? That is very, very interesting. Does she just show up, like, as a surprise? Like, does she just show up like she's been watching them all along, and then she suddenly shows up? You know, it's gonna be one of those fan service things, or do they cleverly bring her into the story, like, gradually, and then we see it build up? Like, there's that story development. How do they do that? I really hope that it's not like just like, okay, she just shows up and the fans are supposed to go, whoa, you know what I'm saying? I hope it's not like that, because that's how I felt in the trailer, and I felt that that's just fan service, okay? But like I said, what is really going on here? Were Batman and Superman in the middle of fighting, and then they're like, okay, let's just stop fighting because Doomsday is here, and let's fight him instead? Or, you know, does this take place after Clark Kent or Superman has revealed who Batman is, and then they talk it out, and then they find out that Lex Luthor is their true enemy? Anyways, all just speculations, fun to speculate, and finally, Dawn of Justice, the title finally shows up. And there you have it! So, what do I think of this trailer? I thought it was pretty cool, but it doesn't quite make me feel like, okay, we're seeing a lot of things that are pretty fresh. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that it's Batman versus Superman. Hell, it's in the title. We know that Wonder Woman's going to be in there. It's in the title. Dawn of Justice. The beginning of Justice League. That's essentially what it means, okay? So they're showing a lot of stuff. Alright, I think it's cool that they're bringing Doomsday and Wonder Woman into the mix. And but they didn't need to show Doomsday. They didn't need to show Wonder Woman. I think it would be cool to show Diana Prince, but I don't think we needed to see what Wonder Woman looks like next to these two. The main reason is because once they bring out trailer 3, and you know they're going to bring out trailer 3 because there's still 4 months left to go before the release of this movie, what else are they going to show? Just variations of the same thing that we've already seen before, and if they reveal anything new, it's going to be spoilerish. So that's why I'm thinking that this trailer is just, it's cool, but I don't think it's the right direction. I think that if they really, really want to do something and make this movie special, they shouldn't give that much more away. Alright? And I'm still gonna have to say that, you know, even though there's this hidden war going on between Marvel and DC, Marvel is still winning. Because they've established a lot of things. Alright? Here, they're just starting to build it up. And I'm not trying to say like, I'm for one over the other. I love both properties, and I'm very excited to watch Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, but I think that Marvel's doing a better job at the marketing, okay? Or at least the way they're handling it. And the DC Extended Universe, Zack Snyder, Warner Brothers, I think that they're just trying to follow suit. They're kind of like just following what is going on. Okay, Marvel Studios did this. This is what we have to do next. Oh, they're doing this to counter that. This is what we have to do to counter that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like what they're doing. All right. Obviously, they're looking at Marvel Studios' plan of attack, and by plan of attack, I'm talking about their way of competing with each other. All right. And by doing that, this is what they come up with. Anyways, that's all I got to say in this video. What do you guys think about anything that I've talked about? Do you think that they've shown too much? Or do you think that this is just the right amount? Do you even plan to see the next trailer? I'm kind of skeptical on it. I might not. It's just that they've shown a lot this time around, alright? Anyways, that's all I got to say in this video. As always, if you enjoyed this video, you want to see more, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, @RaginNation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.